Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so, the Duna Explorer, wow, just brain farts all the time. So the Duna Explorer, is coming along very nicely, and this is a request video that, kinda has gone a little neglected, and also kind of a proof of concept, um, a video, mostly because I had one person comment on the tutorial section for the Minmus rocket design that I came up with, and I kind of wanted to just, this is going to be my end-all response here. Just slow down, decouple those stages. This is going to be basically just the proof of concept, that this rocket works and that there's nothing wrong with it. I had a few people say that they couldn't get it working or something along those lines, and I just didn't really know how to respond to that. I did do like a test launch just to see if it would work, not with this design obviously, but with the other design that I had with the tutorials, and I had no problems. So I really don't know what to do as far as helping you is concerned. I do know that, if you don't, I wish I could upload my saves and stuff like that, but I don't do things like that, at least as of yet. I was thinking maybe at a later time I might start doing stuff like that, but I just wanted to show you that, if the staging is all correct, if everything is all correct, then you shouldn't have any problems. And that is just me stating that. But in this video, somebody requested a while back that I put together a satellite for Minmus. And, well, at that time in the game, you were not able to transfer over, if you were to build, say, a 3-man rocket, you would have to rebuild the exact same rocket in order to make a satellite launcher. So, I basically just ripped apart, or took the design for the Minmus rocket that I had, and just just basically put a new shell on top, as far as a new command module. But overall, I did a launch. I just made sure that this thing could get into a successful orbit. And, for me, most of the time, what I look for is basically, can it get into orbit? That is all that really, once you can achieve that, it really doesn't matter afterwards. But, once again, you can achieve a successful orbit on a lot of things, but as far as the functionality, once it hits space, you might not see what you were looking for. But the overall general thing that I look for is, can it get into orbit? If it can get into orbit, you can do everything else. It really isn't that big of a deal. There we go. Just waiting to do my burn right now. Turn on some RCS. That's my second whoop. But, yeah, alright, let's just kind of speed up time. This is taking forever. So, yeah, been having some fun in the game. I've been playing a little bit on my own as well, which I haven't been able to have a lot of time to play on my own. But, I haven't really been doing anything too exciting, nothing video worthy. Just, random little snippets and stuff that I've been kind of messing around with. So, right now we've achieved a 150 meter orbit off of, this side's a little lacking, but, give me a break. Anyways, yeah, so I don't, as long as you can get to orbit, I don't see what the problem could possibly be. We do have a lunar stage, well, I should say a Minmus stage here that is just full of fuel. You can see that this one is basically spent. So, alright, we're going to set up our burn. This is not the Minmus I'm looking for. I'll set this as target, and we have a burn that just is coming up very quickly, so I'll just try to get this going as quick as I possibly can. Alright, RCS to the rescue, and we got a burn coming up, and it shouldn't last too long. It doesn't need to be super precise. This is just to change our inclination. So it should be good here in a second. There we go. 1 degree is not bad at all. And let's see. Alright, we could probably... honestly, we probably could have got away with just doing a straight burn towards the target, but I don't know if that would have been even possible. So let's see. I might have to do another orbit around just to get to Minmus. Don't know. Yeah, I think that is going to be our only logical way of getting there. I kind of figured we would have been able to just do a takeoff, burn, and just go straight there, but not going to happen. So, alright, let's just extend this out a little bit further. Why is that going into, basically an exit trajectory? That's weird. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, it's going like directly into an exit trajectory the minute that it even reaches. That is very weird. What is this? This is... Why would you ever want to do that? Yeah, so having problems with the nodes. Apparently Minmus is unreachable. Let's just see here. I think something has been changed with the node and everything else, because it normally wasn't having these kind of problems beforehand, and yeah, that's just kind of a funky thing that I just found out. Didn't even know about it. I guess they changed something with the maneuvering, because I know we need to be about right here, right here-ish, to have like a successful encounter. But apparently there... Oh no, it's because I think I am... Oh yeah, yep, that's the exact problem right there, I believe. I am locking onto my satellite there. Noob mistake. Alright, there we go. I was wondering what was going on there. I'm like, why do I need this much fuel to do this burn? This is insane. Yeah, so we need to get to Minmus, which is a little bit, you know, lower. So, yeah. Now I hope our inclination... Okay, it's not that bad. I'm not going to fix it. So, yeah, we need to be like right there. I think that will be good. Yeah, so disregard everything I just said about the maneuver node being broken. That was just pilot error. Yes, we'll call it pilot error. So this needs to be brought over a little bit more, I think. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. Now, I don't want to do... I'm going to kind of bring this into a little bit of a closer orbit. You know, I had it planned to be like around 500, so if I can get near 500, that's perfect. Then we can start our burn, and we can get to Minmus. And I think I just spent through all my RCS fuel. Yes, I did. Not good. So how much is even left inside this stage here? I mean, I really don't need the fuel, but it would be a nice little boost. but it isn't gonna last long. So let's just get rid of that. I ended up leaving my RCS on the whole time I was setting up the maneuver, so no RCS for this mission, but we'll use the magical forces that are in space in order to move around. So that should work. Now somebody commented too also on their probe cores that they don't get very fluid motion as well, like, you know, it's very choppy, or not choppy, but it's very slow. I think just putting an SAS module on there is good enough. And the advanced SAS module. I don't know. I don't really experience too many problems with that kind of thing, but you know, if you guys notice, like, all my stuff I've launched, you know, I don't really have any guidelines or, you know, specific criteria that I look for, but generally I just, you know, most of it's guesswork. You know, honestly, with this game, for me, a lot of it's just guesswork. I don't really know if specific things are going to work 100% the way I expect them to, but as long as the concept and the idea is there that it could possibly work, you know, that's just generally how I roll. A lot of people don't like to play that way, and, you know, whatever, so I think our burn is only going to be about 1.5 minutes. Or, I mean, we're going to have to start about 1.5 minutes ahead, something like that. Let's see. Nope. A little bit shorter than that. This should be good. Alright, let's go. Let's get this thing to Minmus. Yeah, so I'm going to cut right here, and I will see you guys in orbit around Minmus. And we are back, guys. As you can see, we are still in pretty good terms with fuel and everything else. Yeah, so we are about ready to do a burn to get us in orbit around Minmus. Definitely been pretty fun. The only thing the burn that I set up initially, I think it was a little, it wasn't a very good burn, put it that way. Definitely could have waited for better timing, and also the fact that I pretty much bled every last bleeding bit of RCS that I could have used out of the, out of this spacecraft kind of sucks. So, whatever. We're going to have to use the magical space forces once again. But we aren't past our burn point, so let's just get this thing in orbit right now. That's our main priority. And then afterwards, I'm going to start doing some correction on the I don't even know what you want to call it. Yeah, I guess our inclination. Yeah, that kind of basically sums it up. There we go. Probably overburned a little bit. Yeah, we're going to fix that a little bit later. But right now, I kind of want to be at like a 90-degree with the space station. And so that is going to have to change a little bit. So yeah, I want it to be kind of like a, you know, a hexagon kind of shape, or not a hexagon, but like a spherical kind of shape. If anything, maybe we can line up our altitudes with it too. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go that far, but what we need to do is right now, I just want to make it 90 degrees. So I'm going to set up a burn right here, and we're going to change this over to 90 degrees. 87, 88, 89. There we go. That's perfect. It's perfect. And we're going to want to reduce a little bit of the speed here too. What's that going to bring our or reduce, yeah, because it's gonna end up putting a little bit more like lateral motion outward, and I kind of want to fix that a little bit. So let's see, we're gonna have to line up for this burn like right now, because yeah, I'm gonna basically time warp to it, and you know, I'm gonna get kind of close as far as, you know, I don't know when I'm going to end this episode and everything, but Dauge, you are not going to play Kerbal Space Program with me today. We played last weekend, and all you did is want to eat stuff. So, oh god. See what happens? Shame on you, doggy. Shame on you. Yeah, so let's line this up. A mission of failures. Yeah, I'm just going to try to get this as close as I can, and I'm just going to still do the same exact burn. I don't need this node. So, there we go. Let's start our burn. Oh my god. It's really cool to see the degrees changing so quickly. There we go. No RCS to fix that. I'm going to change that last degree once I decouple. So once I decouple, I'll have a little bit more of a nimbly-bimbly satellite here, and that should kind of fix everything. And I can just kind of use the engines to fix that. Now, our next one that we need to work on is our altitudes, because this is at 288, and this is at 500. So our next burn will be to extend this out a little bit further, which I think I'm going to just decouple the stage right now, only because it's such of a big stage. This probably has 5 times the mass of this, so decoupling it would probably be a really good idea right now. So let's get rid of this, and this is our basic satellite. You know, I kind of like this design, and you know, I'll open up the yeah, there we go. That's looking amazing. But yeah, this is our basic satellite. This piece right here is basically for guidance once it's in a set orbit wherever, you know, we're gonna go with it. Which, I mean, it's already pretty much set up as it is right now. I just, you know, this for fine-tune adjusting. You don't need tons of RCS ports and all that other craziness. It really serves almost no purpose. So the way it is right now is pretty much good. And you can see we got a lot of our maneuverability back as well. So that is always a good thing. We need to get over to our prograde here, wherever it is. And our burn is in 13 minutes. So I'm going to kind of wait for this. I'm not going to get it in a perfect orbit for you guys. You know, it's just because, you know, this is, I don't want to have like a 20-minute video of me just getting something in a perfect orbit and all that other good stuff. But I figured I would show you some of the functionality of this and how I generally like to go about creating satellites and also getting them into orbit and finding a suitable orbit as well. So, alright, I'm going to start my burn right now. This stage, I didn't want to go with this many engines, but I did it just to keep it balanced. There is 4 of the small Rockomax engines, and there's 3 of these smaller tanks here, so that is more than enough. If I fire up the engines right now, which I will do, that's our burn, basically. You know, it really wasn't a lot, and because it's such of a small mass, you do not need a huge engine on here. I could probably right now I could disable these 4 engines, and this is another thing that I also like to put on there as well, And this just kind of works out just for everything, an ion engine. And what this will do is give you a little bit more fine-tuned control of your orbits and how high and everything else you want to make your orbit. You know, it really does make a difference. Just a small amount of thrust, it will do just wonders with you know, a craft like this. It's not a lot, the mass isn't really there, and you know, we have 4 batteries on here and everything else. This thing really shouldn't worry too much about going on the dark side or anything like that. So once we swing back around, I'm going to fix this real quick, which you can see it's already been thrown off just by a few hairs, which adjusting your inclination will throw off your orbit as well. So I mean, it's a constant battle. Somebody, you know, if you're using like MechJab or something like that, I'm sure you could probably make it absolutely, positively 100% perfect. Don't know why I switched over to RCS. Can't even use it. So this probe as well does not have RCS or SAS module on it. For most of my satellite launches, you know, kind of in the future as well, if you're putting a basic satellite into orbit, you really don't need to have an SAS module on it. I mean, for certain things I can understand, but you know, I don't really need it. You don't really, you know, it's only going to stay in orbit. It's a basic communication satellite. I tried to copy a little bit of like what they give you in the game, like the stock one, because I like that idea, but I changed it up a little bit, obviously, but there's it produces a lot of power as well, so everything should work out pretty well. We'll flick on our instruments here in just a short while, so get to see those at work. Let's see this orbit change. There we go. So now that it's at a 90 degree, it's perfectly 90 degrees from the Minmus space station. This is at 503 and that's 505. I'm not going to touch it just because it's going to get really funky. And let's decouple this node. So there we go. And I don't think I can control this in any way. No, I can't. But what I will do is kind of maneuver this thing around a little bit. Get it so you guys can see it a little bit better than what it was. And also the satellite cores themselves, they kind of have a little bit of a, you know, they kind of control themselves a little bit with the SAS because they will keep themselves kind of in a stationary place. You know, it really does work out pretty well. So a barometer, which we are in a vacuum, obviously. Gravitoli detector, nothing. It's negative 200 degrees, and there's no acceleration. I really wonder why this says too far from object. I mean, I wonder how, yeah, I mean, we are feeling the effects of, you know, being in orbit around something, so there would be some kind of gravitational effect. So, I don't know about that one. That's kind of weird. So yeah, I mean, I'll point this thing towards the sun, even though it doesn't matter. Yeah, there's the sun. So let's get away from this other object here. And yeah, there we go. This is our new satellite. So yeah, if you guys like what you see here, subscribe, you know, all that other good stuff. There's always more to come. Check out the Facebooks and the Twitters. I always try to post the latest Kerbal updates, even though yeah, there's been some problems with my Facebook. But yeah, anyways guys, I will see you next time.